everyone, and thank you so much for coming back and joining me. Now, apologies guys, straight away, probably a really bad idea to record outside this evening because no matter where I've went, it's just been too windy. I apologise, probably a really bad idea. But this is a brand new thing that I'm starting that I hope to do every single Friday. And basically what it is Retro Fridays, where every week I pick a movie that's, you know, like an old classic movie, like a retro movie. And I'm not saying that it's going to be like a movie review per se of each movie that I pick every Friday, but it's just more, you know, sort of me talking about the movie and things that I really loved about it. Movies that I really love that are classics, if that makes sense. So for tonight's video, I decided to talk about the classic 80s movie that it's one that I really hope Disney never ever put their paws on, which is The Goonies. What a classic The Goonies was. Honestly, it's just one of them movies that never gets old. I'm really sorry guys, this is a really bad idea. It's one of them movies that never gets old, for me anyhow. And well, I think the reason why The Goonies was such a fabulous movie and why I liked it anyhow was they had a bunch of kids, right? But these bunch of kids weren't just, you know, like half-decent actors that they threw together. These were young kids that were really fantastic young little actors. They were superb actors. And what makes watching The Goonies nowadays even funnier for me anyhow is the fact that Josh Brolin played Brand in The Goonies, and of course Josh Brolin is aka Thanos from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I just think it's absolutely hilarious, you know, watching back on it now. And you know, also if you can remember, if you've seen The Goonies, if you haven't seen The Goonies, oh my goodness, you have to see The Goonies. It's one of them life experiences that you have to have in life. Is, you know, the scene with Brand, you know, played by Thanos, where he's on like a little tiny bike and then he sort of goes up in the air and then sort of falls down. I think, or is it just me guys, that was an E.T. reference, because of course, you know, Steven Spielberg, he done E.T. and I actually have a teddy bear of E.T. I'm going to try and put up a picture that I took earlier on tonight. I know I'm random. My auntie gave it to me years ago because I really wanted it and I cried to get it. What a brat. Anyways, I feel really bad about it now. But yeah, I think that was an E.T. reference because Steven Spielberg actually executive produced The Goonies. And then of course you had Sean Astin, another brilliant, you know, young little child actor. And what's really cool now watching back at The Goonies is the fact that of course he was in, you know, the legendary Lord of the Rings. And I thought it was hilarious when he said booty trap instead of booby trap. And you know how when you say something wrong and you know you said something wrong but you try and like sort of like brush past it and dust it off? He did exactly that in the movie. And then Data was just like, booby trap? And he's like, yeah, anyway, you know, just like trying to brush it off. I thought that was hilarious. And of course he was in a show that some of you guys will know that I absolutely love, and I did a review on season 3 of Stranger Things. He was in Stranger Things, and I love Stranger Things. And Stranger Things is a sci-fi show based in the 80s. And it kind of reminded me of The Goonies, to be honest, because, you know, they're a young bunch of kids and, you know, they were going off on their bikes, you know, on an adventure, you know, to try and find what they were looking for, you know, very similar. And I think that's probably why, in ways, that I love Stranger Things. And that brings me to something else that I wanted to quickly talk about, just in case, you know, any of you haven't seen it before. It's an 80s TV show called The Goldbergs. Well, it's set in the 80s. And there's a young boy in it called Adam, and he is obsessed with Star Wars. So there's like a lot of like Star Wars stuff and stuff like that in it. So if any of my subscribers love Star Wars but you haven't actually watched The Goldbergs yet and you like 80s stuff and comedy, oh my good days, you must just stop everything you're doing and go and watch The Goldbergs. And what was so cool that I loved is in The Goldbergs, in one of the episodes, they dedicated one of the episodes and they did like, you know, my hair's really annoying me guys, this wind was a bad idea. They did a whole episode pretty much of The Goonies, and the mum in The Goldbergs, you know, she'd lost her jewellery. They were up in the attic, you know, looking for it, and had the music and everything, the theme music from the Goonies. And when they were going off on their bikes to find the mum's jewellery, you know, they played, you know, the song Are Good Enough by Cyndi Lauper, and I absolutely love that song. And what I love about the 80s is you could be watching one movie 1 minute with, say, like Corey Feldman in it, and then you'll watch another 80s movie of DVD that you have and he's in it again. And then even like Parents and stuff like that, there's so many actors that they just kept reusing in 80s movies, and some of them played like, you know, the same mum in another 80s movie. And that's what I loved about the 80s. I just find that so funny. Am I easily amused? Probably. But, you know, who cares? I'm random. Then we also had freaking Corey Feldman. I love Corey Feldman. I absolutely love him. And what a talented young actor he was. And, you know, he was pretty much, you know, the young kid actor for, you know, 80s movies. And just some of the movies that I have of his, and I hope you can guess this one, otherwise I would be really concerned. When the night is long and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. Have that one. I also have The Lost Boys. I also have The Burbs and The Gremlins. And The Burbs I watch every Halloween, and The Lost Boys, if you haven't seen The Lost Boys, the music in it is phenomenal. You should watch it if you like Corey Feldman as well. And then you also have I can't wait to watch The Burbs at Halloween. Does anybody else like The Burbs? And he was so fantastic in The Burbs. And then we also had Jonathan Ki Kwan, or Jonathan Kiwi Kwan, who is actually a stunt choreographer, and he's amazing. Nowadays, obviously, you know what I mean, not when he was a kid. But and he played Data. And if I had to pick, I would probably actually say that he's my favourite character in it. And he was such an adorable little actor. It's just me. I just find him so cute and adorable, and just such a lovable, little charismatic little character. He was an awesome actor. And of course, he played Indy Jones's sidekick in the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones's sidekick. And I love him in Indiana Jones. And I don't know if it's just me, guys, you can let me know, but he kind of reminds me of like a young version of Inspector Gadget in the Goonies, and that's what I love, because I loved Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. I used to watch the cartoon of that when I was younger. Oh my goodness, loved it. And of course, you know, I love the music by Dave Grusin, and you know, we also had the song in there by Cyndi Lauper, Or Good Enough. Love that song. Have it in my head right now, actually, and every time I hear it, I just think of the Goonies. You know, I can't just listen to it and enjoy it and think of nothing else. I always just think of the Goonies the whole freaking time I listen to that song. Love it. What I loved about the Goonies, and why I also think it worked, is the movie was just full of so much adventure and so much fun. And there's, of course, you know, good jokes in it. You know, it's full of laughter, like I was saying earlier. You know, Mikey saying booby trap and things like that. You know, there's a lot of funny moments in it. And of course, I'm an 80s baby, so of course, you know, I love watching 80s movies. Like, I have so many DVDs of 80s movies, honestly. And the thing about it is, of course, there's no nonsense in it. You know, there's no not rubbish. They're just focused on a really good story and a really fun adventure. And, you know, not only that, not is it just a good movie overall, but they managed to have such a happy ending at the end as well. And, you know, if you think about it, they all became heroes by accident. You know, it's a bunch of kids, you know, they find, you know, a treasure map in an attic, and they end up actually becoming the heroes because, you know, they end up actually saving their families' homes, which is very inspiring in itself. And something that I really loved was the torture scene, and I know so many people will, you know, agree with me and love that as well. I love the torture scene in this movie, and I loved how they actually, you know, managed to turn it around and made it more torture for them. And I think that, to me, is what is brilliant writing. That's what I would call brilliant writing. And I thought the pirate ship and everything was fantastic. It was really cool. And Sloth is absolutely hilarious. You know, like the baby Ruth chocolate bar. Ruth, baby Ruth. Obviously, I can't do it like him. That was terrible. That wasn't even an impression. I'm just telling you. I loved that part. That scene was so funny. When he's trying to give him the chocolate. Classic. And then you also had the scene with, you know, Mickey and One-Eyed Willie, oh my goodness, amazing. And then you also had such a great villain that absolutely scared the heck out of me, Mama Fratelli. Something that really was fantastic about this movie is it probably didn't sound that amazing on paper, but what they actually done was they actually made puzzles and, you know, like booby traps and things like that, or as Mikey would say, booty traps. So much fun. And it probably, as I say, didn't sound the most fantastic of a story on paper, but you know what, they turned it into such a brilliant and such a fun movie. And I absolutely love the Goonies. I think it's an all-time classic, something that you can never get old of. And yeah, I love the movie. And the music is in my head now, honestly. The theme song it's in my head. And Cyndi Lauper's in my head now too. But you know what, guys, I really apologise. I really hope that when I go home that this video is going to be able to be used tonight. If not, I'm going to have to record it again inside because it's insanely windy and my hair has just been really annoying me. I apologise, guys. It's so insanely windy, and I really hope that you're not just going to be listening to crazy wind the whole time. If so, I apologise. I really hope it's going to be good enough to be putting onto my YouTube channel. Please let me know by liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and leaving me a comment below so that I know that you want me to do the like of this again, if that makes sense. Also, I just really briefly wanted to say that I don't make any money whatsoever from YouTube. I make zero money from YouTube. It's a decision that I have chosen to make. I do not want to be monetized on YouTube for many reasons. I have did a video about that on my channel, but just to let you know, if you would like to support my channel and donate to it in any way, the only way I have to do that, I don't have Patreon or anything like that, is I have a PayPal account where you can donate. But if you do, please only donate something small. This isn't me asking for anything, guys. I never expect anything. This is only for the people who actually have asked me. Quite a few people do ask me, so for those of you that have asked only, the link will be in my description of my video below, and I pretty much put it in all my video description information section. So if you'd like to do that, please only do something small, guys, because I do not want you wasting your money on silly old me. So if you'd like to do that, you can, but it's never expected. Thank you so much for all the support. The support means, you know, more to me than anything, so thank you so much, and until my next video, don't forget that the force will be with you always. Look, guys, I feel really bad. I'm on my way home and these geese are like literally following me because they think I have food and I don't have anything. I feel so guilty. I don't have anything, I'm so sorry. If I had food, I promise I would love to give it to you. I don't have anything. They all just like ran at me like a bunch of crazy geese. I'm so sorry. I don't have anything.